Friends, I have a whole bunch of friends on the internet. So friends on the internet, wave, say hi.
Hi.
We are all being
Hi.
broadcast across the web to far off places. People who are watching on YouTube, people who are watching on Facebook. People who are on Facebook and YouTube, you can put up comments, and hopefully if we get everything right, we will be able to see your comments. I want to welcome all of you who are here. I guess I can't welcome the people who spiritual lives. We haven't done this for a while, but we have come to talk about 5 different qualities, 5 to 6 qualities of a spiritual life, and I thought we could do a little review here. 5 to 6 qualities of a spiritual life. Anyone who wants in early and they can get extra. Who wants to be?
More questions than answers.
All right? Huge quality of a spiritual life is being comfortable with saying, I don't know. Big quality of a spiritual life is uncertainty. And there's a great quote, Voltaire, dubium incommodo es, certum ridiculum es. I love that people are laughing because it's really funny in Latin. But what he said is, doubt is uncomfortable. Doubt is uncomfortable, but certainty is ridiculous. All right, we got quality 1 of a spiritual life. Give me some other ones. Who got another one they can share with us? Another quality of a spiritual life. Yes, Betsy Wetston. There's another quality of a spiritual life, which is unmuting your microphone before you talk. What do you have, Betsy? We're working on it. Betsy is
values.
Working.
Values.
Betsy, your microphone's not working.
Unmute. There we go.
There you are.
There we go. Okay, transformation.
That a spiritual life is about transformation. And it's not about transforming the world. That a spiritual life is about being transformed. It's allowing yourself to be changed, which is really not about being in control. A spiritual life is about being transformed. And my favorite quote attributed to Thomas Merton, if the you of 5 years ago doesn't think the you of today is a heretic, you've not been growing spiritually. A spiritual life is about transformation. Okay, we got 2 great qualities of a spiritual life going on. Another quality of a spiritual life is? Yes?
Infinity.
Yeah, another quality of a spiritual life is something like this.
Infinity.
That there's a connection to everything.
Yes.
There's this idea of wonder and awe that this is all so much bigger than we can even get our head around how big it even is. It's huge. That's a spiritual thing. It's also about connection, that we are all part of this same infinite. All right, we got 3 qualities of a spiritual life on the board.
Can I comment on that? Quick comment?
And I'd like to hear from Michael. Yes.
Very quick comment. This connotes to me a particular religious point of view and an infinite sense of being. And I think one can achieve this sense of connection with self with affirming a finite sense of being.
As long as we know that we are finite.
I think resolving our issue.
Yes.
Conflict is. I think a finite, so-called ultimate reality concept is as potent as an infinite one. That's
correct.
all.
And grasping with the fact, and this is Rhinus that you're quoting, I think, is that this is where spiritual life comes from, is looking at the fact that we are finite. Looking at our own incomprehensible finitude will lead us to a spiritual life.
Well, it's an option in a spiritual life. There are many options in spiritual life.
Thank you, Michael, for adding in some coloring on that. How about 4, another quality of a spiritual life? Yes, Carol Ann Clausen Williams.
It's not all about me.
It's not all about me.
But it is also about me.
And yay! And that one's also about paradox. That a spiritual life needs to be about serving other people. It needs to be about something greater than a sense of self. And we added into this quality the sense that it also is about us. That it can be both and that a paradox is where a real religious life comes in. And quality 5, there's said to be a 5th quality of a religious life, that religious spiritual lives are all filled with. Yeah, I see some people making the hand motions for it. is that there's a sense, there's a hierarchy of values, that not all things are equal, that there are some things that are more important than others. And I'll give one of my favorite quotes of this. Robert Brauld said, "Yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than what is true." Yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than what is true. That there's a hierarchy of values in a spiritual life. Spiritual lives are not devoid of value. That's where religion comes in. We do have value. We say these things are more important than others. Fantastic. Look at that. We hit a spiritual life. Changing of topics, and I'm just going to do a quick little... There's everybody. I can see everyone on the screen there. Hi, everyone. I had this thought yesterday. I'm looking on the internet. About the topic of gratitude.
Okay.
And this quote, there are so many ads on the internet these days, it doesn't seem like a really... It was a... When I had the thought, I did not feel a lot of gratitude, right? Because I was trying to find a recipe, and I couldn't find the recipe because there was an ad, and then I had to scroll, and then the bottom of my little screen had an ad, and then there were ads everywhere, and I thought there are so many ads on the internet these days, and I wanted to bring to us a different gratitude exercise, one from Melanie Beatty, and it's called this. She doesn't call it this, but I called it this. It's called Edutitrag. Edutitrag is a gratitude practice, and what this is actually just the word gratitude spelled backwards. And Melanie Beatty has this idea, and before I give you her idea, and we're going to practice it, I want to ask you to come up with your very own whatever you would put on a card. Think of whatever complaint it is, whatever simple complaint it is that you have.
Oh.
And just you can write it down on a card, or if you're not that style, you can just keep it in your mind. But I see some people thinking, this is great. So I want you to think of a complaint that you might have.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone grab some kind of complaint that you have.
I didn't hear people say it.
Okay. Everyone have one that they can use, because this exercise will work much better if you have a thing in mind. This is not... Okay, everyone. So Melanie Beatty's Edutitrag practice is this. She says, what would happen if you took the things that you normally complain about? And I did this with my friend Jill for, I think we might have gone almost a year doing it. Was every night we would send each other a gratitude list. But using this new game that Melanie Beatty had, we would add into it things for which we were not truly grateful. But you had to write the things as though you were grateful. So I would say, I'm thankful that there are so many ads on the internet these days. And the funny thing is, when I wrote that down, and I wrote it to Jill, I said, I can tell you the example that kicked my ass. It wasn't about this. It was, at the time, Emmett had woken me up at 3:30 in the morning. He got scared at 3:30 in the morning, and I was mad that he had woken me up at 3:30 in the morning. But when I wrote it to Jill, I wrote, I'm thankful that Emmett woke me up at 3:30 in the morning. Now, what I had meant it to say when I wrote it was, like, it was dripping with sarcasm, and I'm thankful that Emmett woke me up at 3:30 in the morning. But by the time I finished writing it, you all have this problem. We all have this problem with texts and emails, is there's no tone. So you don't get sarcasm. So if I change it and I say, I'm thankful that there are so many ads on the internet these days, what I've just done was I just made it that I'm thankful for it. And it doesn't always, there are exceptions to it. There are things that happen that you just cannot say I am thankful for. And that there are definitely exceptions, and I don't want to Pollyanna over this whole thing. But hopefully the thing that you were thinking about, you might be able to say that you're thankful for it. And I want to see if we can get this to happen. Let's give it a whirl. Is there somebody who has what they had originally thought of as a complaint that they can say out loud to the group and say, I am thankful? And actually, let me add one more piece. When I wrote that I'm thankful that Emmett woke me up at 3:30 in the morning and the tone had dripped off by the time that I had finished writing it, I actually understood, you know what? I am kind of thankful that Emmett woke me up at 3:30 in the morning. He wanted me. Mm-hmm. Which I never would have thought of, except I had to do this stupid exercise. So, Hannah, you have your hand up. What is the thing? And try to say it as though you're thankful for it, and let's hear how it actually comes out, and if it changes what's going on with you.
Okay. I'm thankful that I have to work this weekend.
Fantastic. Someone else? What do you got, Jeff?
That bad.
That wasn't that bad. Jeffrey, what do you have?
I'm thankful that I cannot eat in restaurants.
Ooh. This is getting interesting. Let's keep going. Who's got another one?
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm thankful that it's been raining all week.
Right? Do you see how this is working?
My friends just got back from dry Texas, and all the pictures look pretty brown.
And I'm thankful that it's raining. Yeah, go ahead. Annie Mayer, what do you have? Hold on a second. I'm trying to spotlight you, and I failed. Alex, can you help me out on spotlighting Annie? I got her.
Find her.
I got it. There she is. Thank you.
I'm thankful that I don't like wearing a mask.
I'm thankful that I don't like wearing masks. Well, that's an interesting one. Does that work? Do you actually feel a little bit more thankful? What did I tell you about telling the truth? Don't do it! Don't do it! All right, we might have come up with a little exception there. Gosh darn it, that gal.
I mean, that can be good though, because it's we're not so used to it, and it's not such a regular thing.
Oh!
To the point of actually liking.
Bam! Take that. Thank you, Kip.
We want to have connection and see people and interact. So that's a good one.
It's good that we're not used to this. Thank you, Kip. That gal.
And it's good that we don't feel bad that we don't like something.
I love it. Okay, thank you guys for defending me against that little girl. Michael, what do you have?
Me?
No, Michael Burrows. Sorry.
Okay.
He had his hand up.
I'm thankful that I lived so many years being depressed, but not knowing I was depressed.
Wow.
That's a hard one.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to you, man.
Cheers.
Rags, what do you have?
I'm thankful that so many people never think to express gratitude.
Oh, you're going to have to help us unpack that one. That one's feeling like an Annie one to me. I'm thankful that so many people don't express gratitude.
Right.
No.
How is that? Does it change it when you say I'm thankful? Because I can imagine before this exercise you might have said, gosh darn it, why don't people express gratitude? But now you're saying I'm thankful that they don't express gratitude. Help us out.
Well, I'm only doing that because you said we should try doing that.
Okay, 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 good.
That we can't figure out a way to be grateful for. I've said it, but I'm
Okay, I'm with you. And anyone want to play the part of Kip here and help turn this one around? Maybe we can get something on that one. I'm thankful that so
Yes.
many people don't. Oh, Carol Ox, I heard you. Go ahead.
Yes, because you are working to become clear, and you are much more clear when you don't build yourself up. So when they don't give you a lot of affirmation, you are learning to let go of that desire.
Okay, I lost a little bit of that, but
I got one.
okay,
I got some.
hold on.
too.
Hold on, hold on, Michael. I got Claire had her hand up, and
Okay.
I'm going to go with that first, and then I
Okay,
think
go for it.
Al, and then Michael. Go ahead, Claire.
Okay. I'm really grateful that the store greeter outside our grocery shop calls all the men sir and all the women my dear.
Me
too.
Okay, I think we all kind of did the backwards on that and figured out that originally you didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I can't fix that one. I'm sorry.
All right. And is there a chance that even having said this, that it added a little bit of the gratitude to it? Is there something that came out of that?
It provides
sorry,
an opportunity to help that man understand that maybe that's not the best thing to say to a woman.
Oh, you're beautiful, Bob. Thank you.
And at the same time, be grateful that you're
bring us to just one more thing about gratitude, and to remind us that gratitude it's an easy formula. It's the moments of conscious thankfulness minus the number of verbalized complaints.
Say that again.
Gratitude. Hold on. It doesn't work. We're all going to have complaints in our head that we can't control. We're going to think this shouldn't be the way that it is. But whether or not we complain to someone else, I do make exceptions for this. You're allowed a BFF to complain to, and a therapist or a rabbi or somebody else to complain. Like there are places where complaints are. But to just complain for the sake of complaining, no so good. And conscious thankfulness is because thankfulness doesn't count unless we are aware of it. All right, that's about it for that little slide. All right, good job. Any questions? We're moving on. Here's one I want help with. The 5 advantages of being tense are...
Ready for action.
Heightened awareness.
Heightened awareness. Okay. Well, no. I think actually it goes the other way, Jeff. I think heightened awareness might lead us to being tense, but it's not an advantage of being tense.
I think it can be.
I disagree.
I think it is.
I disagree.
Okay. Take it easy. Folks. Jeez. Man.
Mutiny, food fight.
Heightened awareness. Okay, what else is... Okay, in case you don't know, there's this idea in therapy called paradoxical intervention. That's what we're doing right now. Paradoxical intervention is where you tell your client, no, I think you should continue smoking. It's a great idea. Advantages of being tense are...
You're prepared to be physically impacted.
Okay.
So if you were a boxer,
yeah,
you would, tense up your muscles if you're about to get hit to protect yourself.
You're on guard. I always thought it was the opposite, that the looser you were, the less the impact would hurt you.
Well,
I was about to say the same thing. Is it the goal to
You'll get the wind knocked out of you if you're not tense.
Oh, right.
The tension becomes a distraction.
You're on guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Heightened awareness.
have to agree with Rabbi Brian on this, is that, strictly speaking, as far as I'm aware, that a state of hypervigilance is what leads to tension and anxiety. This is just in experience of reading and people that I've known. I don't know if people want to disagree with me, but that's just my 2 cents.
I don't think there's any advantage, really.
Thank you. I apologize for a moment. My 3 monitors all went black there for a second, so if you saw a panic go over my face, and Jennifer, I apologize. I couldn't pay. I know you were defending my position, but I got... But I had this awful feeling of I'm going to fly the rest of this plane not being able to see a thing. That was a little more than I wanted. Okay.
Answer Carol Oak's question.
What's that, Rob?
Did you get tense?
Yeah, I did get tense.
So what were the...
What's the advantage?
Did you have heightened awareness of what was going on?
Tell us all the advantages.
Okay, wait, we're going to run with this. I'm in.
We're not ready for paradoxical intervention.
No, I'm totally in on this. The
Bring us a
tension.
bring us a new therapist. That's
The
what.
tension. That my getting tense about the screens going black helped 0. And if I go all the way back, God bless. Oh, look at that. It's clearing up. The screens were going to refresh themselves on their own damn schedule. My having the patience to wait for it, my tension, all that did was got me tense. It helped
Provide
0.
focus.
It made it amusing. Look, the rabbi got completely thrown off. But I don't think it helped. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move on to the next idea.
Very good.
I want to share a story. Hold on. I want to share a story.
that is always witnessing everything and allows us to finally distinguish what is eternal in ourselves to what is simply the covering of the ego.
Beautiful.
Amen.
You. What did we talk about today?
Patience.
So we talked about patience. What else did we talk about today?
Gratitude.
We talked about gratitude.
Love.
We talked about
For
love.
self and others.
Relationship.
Self, others.
Muddy water.
Yeah. Who's also a fantastic
Line
blues
on water.
player.
Confusion.
Empathy. Frustration.
Thinking about others more.
Control of
5
expression.
stages.
Oh, I'm off the page a little bit here.
Perspective.
Perspective. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to each of you. You're all adults except for those of you who aren't. You're all, including the near 12-year-old in our midst. We're all old enough to not need a teacher to tell you this is your homework and this is when it's due. This is graduate school. Pick your homework. Pick your own assignment. And do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All right.
Okay. A few announcements. Here's some announcements. Immediately following this service, there's virtual donut holes, which goes for about an hour. And it's kind of like that after the service where you hang around and have cookies and you schmooze and chat with each other. There's some fantastic stuff that goes on in that. It's a little less formal than me running this. So stick around. I love that group. Also, Tuesdays, if you want, at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 3 hours later than whatever time we started here. If you come back to this very link, we have it's a Tuesday group, and I practice some of the things that we'll do on Saturdays, and it's a very casual, fun group to hang out in. Please show up. Those of you who have written notes to James, please continue to do so. Alex, if you would put up James's address. They just got off of 24-hour lockdown, according to the note that I just got yesterday. So that's fantastic. Other announcements. What am I forgetting to announce? Somebody help me.
Let's see. We got,
Etsy store.
Oh, you can please support Religion Outside the Box. We have a little thing going on right now. Anytime, anything you buy this week, next week, you can get a stack of cards. These are cards that James and his friends wrote, made in prison. They're blank note cards. They're nice to send. Also, thank you to all those who make donations to help support Religion Outside the Box. This stuff does not happen without your support. So I thank all of you for doing that. And thank you for bringing friends and telling people about Religion Outside the Box in the newsletter. The newsletter just spiked up by a bunch of people last week. And I have to thank all of you, I assume, for bringing your friends along. I think that's all my announcements. We will be back. We'll be back. Oh, yeah, meditation time, 2 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. And thank you again to Bill Clark, who made the beautiful graphics in this whole book. Wave to each other. Wave. Say goodbye. Thank you all for coming. Thank you
Bye,
to
everybody.
Alex and to Joe
Bye,
for helping
everybody.
to run this whole
Bye-bye.
thing.
Bye.
And I'm going to leave the meeting and leave Alex in charge.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for today. Bye.
Rabbi.
Oh, hi. Anyone who's on Facebook, I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm going to say bye-bye.